This week on Motorhead Garage, Brian and John install new coil springs, rims, and exhausts from Hurst's Elite Series. Later on, they'll put these upgrades to the test. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Plastic. Today in the shop, it's all about American performance legends. We're talking Camaro, we're talking Hurst, we're talking Flowmaster, B&M, all the biggest names. We got this great 2017 Camaro, which is a cool car, but we're going to make it way cooler. The guys at Hurst have their Hurst Elite package, and we're going to show you how you can install this package all by yourself, or you can go to your local dealer and get all the parts and pieces. John's with Alex from Hurst right now, and they're going to talk all about how to make your Camaro even that much better.
Now, Brian was absolutely right. The Hurst Elite Series is complete. Alex, take us through this whole series. We'll start over here and work our way right down.
Definitely, John. So what we have here is the Elite 6 components. We'll start off with the shifter, which is our Billet Plus style shifter. Comes in two different options. You can get it in the traditional white ball style, or you can get the new school pistol grip shifter with the black finish. Moving forward, we've got our 304 grade stainless steel axle back system, which is a Hurst system. 3-inch mandrel bent tubing. It comes with everything you need from hangers, brackets, hardware, clamps, and it's a straight-through design. Most importantly, it's got a very subtle but mellow tone, so it's not going to be overwhelming inside the cab where you can't hear your passenger speak or better yet, listen to your radio.
Right.
Moving forward, we've got the Hurst Elite Series floor mats, which are available in both gold and red. Different embroidery. They're vehicle specific. We've got them for the Charger, Challenger, Mustang, and Camaro. Comes with everything you need. Basically, it's a finishing touch on the interior side of the vehicle. And then here on the exterior side, we've got our Hurst Elite Series graphic packs, which is basically available in both red and gold. Something I like to point out is that it's a very easy install, something that'll probably take you a good hour or so. Moving forward, we've got our Hurst Elite Series springs, which lowers the vehicle by about an inch. It has the gold powder coat finish. Definitely a good quality piece, gives the vehicle a meaner stance. Most importantly, drivability and handling of the vehicle. And last but not least, of course, the traditional wheel, which is our shaker wheel. Available with black accents and also gold accents. You get both in the box.
Now, Alex, as good as this looks on the table, I can't wait to see it on the car. Brian's over there installing it right now.
Well, it's one thing to talk about the parts and pieces of the Hurst Elite package. It's another thing to install them. We're going to start with the springs here. Now, this is a very cool, the rear coil spring that's going to go under the Camaro. Very cool progressive rate spring. It's going to drop the car about an inch, but the real beauty here is when you're cruising around on the highway, driving around town, you're going to be using the wider style spread down here at this part of the spring. It's going to be a comfortable ride. Very simple install, reuses almost all the factory hardware. In fact, it does use all the factory hardware, and it's a direct drop-in for the factory style spring. This goes ahead, gonna get it up here into the factory mounting area, set it into our control arm back here. And as I'm using the jack to bring this up, it's important to note that I do have the front of the vehicle supported as well, because you wanna do that. Anytime you get a car in a lift and you're gonna put force on one end, you're gonna have something to balance it out on the other. Chevrolet did a great job engineering the suspension on these cars. They just sit a little bit high. You know, if you're a guy who really likes a performance look, or a guy or a girl who likes a performance look, what you want to have is this cool stance that this is going to give us. And it's not going to be scraping on the ground and dragging yourself over speed bumps, but it is going to be more of an aggressive look, way more cool. It'll look way cooler than your buddy's 2016 or 2017 Camaro, I can promise you that. The other great thing is, of course, you're going to get all the benefits of having a Hurst product. This is one of the great legacy companies we have in the aftermarket. When George Hurst began his company making motor mounts way back in the day, he could have never envisioned that it would turn into something to the degree that it has today with the amount of components, not only for Camaros, but also you got to remember all the late model muscle cars, whether we're talking Mustangs, Chargers, Challengers, Camaros, these guys got it covered. So again, reusing the factory hardware here. The cool thing is, especially on this Camaro, some of the factory nuts actually are welded on right into the control arm, so it's just a matter of working things in tight. All right, John, while I complete the back install here and tighten my hardware, why don't you get working on the front?
Now the front spring's a little different than the rear because you're dealing with a strut assembly. If you're ever dealing with a strut, you're gonna have to take it to a shop, or we did it right here. We just put it in the strut compressor, compress the spring, and then we could switch it over. You can see it right here. You can see the iconic Hurst black and gold powder coated spring. Nice, it's a lifetime warranty on all the mechanical parts that you install. After you do that, I got it bolted up on the top. All I'm gonna do is just put it here to the back side of the spindle. Once I get that mounted, I can go ahead and put a bolt in here. And then I'll go back and I'll torque everything to specifications. I already got the top hung. Man, this thing's gonna be sitting down in the weeds about 1 inch, performance stance. It's gonna look really, really good. Now, we're gonna do the exhaust. Stick around for more Motorhead Garage. You're gonna wanna hear that.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Hunter Engineering, state-of-the-art wheel aligners and wheel alignment machines. Brothers Truck Parts, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 GMC and truck restoration. B&M Racing and Performance, quality performance products that work. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. We're continuing on with our Hurst Elite Series package install. I've already got the exhaust started back here. I got one side on. This is a way, way easy job. The kit comes with everything you need to install the exhaust. Really, it's an axle back setup. So you make a cut here in this factory area. It's a nice flat piece. You slide your new muffler on, you're good to go. I got one side done. I'm gonna go ahead and get this other side started. One thing that helped me get the exhaust slid into the factory hangers is the fact that I used a little bit of the PB Blaster. I'm using the multi-purpose lubricant here. That's going to help me, again, get the exhaust slid into these hangers. Real easy. As you can see, the muffler slides up, receives the factory hanger in the front, and then we go ahead and install the factory hanger in the rear as well. And we are going to be pretty much in business after this. All John needs to do is show us how awesome the wheels are that come with this package, because I put all the good-looking stuff underneath. He's got all the good-looking stuff on the outside.
Now, no performance package is complete without some rims and tires. Now, Alex, Hurst has come a long way from the tires and the drums. What do we have on our Camaro?
Definitely, John. So what we have here is our shaker wheel, which is a 20-inch wheel. It's one of 3 different styles available for your late model Hurst Elite Series performance pack car. What's unique about this wheel in particular is the interchangeable plates. This wheel actually comes with 2 different sets. You can get them in black, or you can actually get them in gold. What makes it even more special is the Hurst Elite Series emblem.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Icing on the cake, if I may call it that. That, along with the Hurst Elite Series certificate of authenticity, which basically is numerically coded and recognized through Hurst Performance.
Now, Alex, we took our car, we put the new springs on there, we put our exhaust on there, we got our rims, throw our mats in there, and all the rest of the series package. This thing's ready to go. It's ready for a test drive.
Certainly.
But I think I'm gonna have to do a little paper, rock, scissors with Brian to determine who's gonna drive. I hope I win.
Good
But
luck.
check this out first.
Magic Creeper, ready, rain or shine.
Wow, unbelievable. Well, I got a rattle in this pickup truck, but it's an intermittent rattle. And I'm too far away from Motorhead Garage. I wish I could get under there and check it right now, but asphalt's burning hot, it's pretty nasty. I wish I had a creeper with wheels on it, but obviously I wouldn't want to store it in this truck. It would take up all my back seat room. But you know what? I do have a creeper. As a matter of fact, I got the Magic Creeper. Same thing as a creeper, same concept, but it rolls up on itself. It's got this unique fabric that's oil resistant, stain resistant. I can get under there, and it's gonna work the same way as a creeper. It's just gonna roll over itself. It's low profile. So I can just throw this under there, check out my rattle and see what's going on so I can get it back to Motorhead Garage and fix it. Now, to use the Magic Creeper, really simple. All I'm gonna do is just throw it under there as far as I can throw it, and then I just get down, get on it. I could get down, get under the truck, and this allows me to roll right underneath. And I can see what's going on under here. And it looks like it's nothing more than a loose exhaust hanger. Now I can even go to the left, and I can go over here to the right. I got side to side movement, and I can come out. I don't even feel the asphalt. You can see how easy it works. Now I can come out of the car, creepers just that easy. It's nice. I could roll it back up and store it back inside the pickup truck. Well, I'll have to take this back to Motorhead Garage and fix the rattle. But the cool part is I can store this in the back of the truck. So I can use it in the back of the truck if I want to move some cargo in and out, or even at my house if I need to move some furniture. So Magic Creeper, check one out, get it for yourself. Man, we should have arm wrestled. I always lose at rock, paper, scissors.
And I love it.
Man, that thing is good. That shifter's nailing it. The exhaust sounds phenomenal.
It sounds fantastic. The thing drives so well. You know, Hurst really put a lot of engineering and design effort in this kit. I mean, the thing feels awesome. You know, it's well worth the money, and you come out of this thing with the Hurst name attached to your vehicle.
I'll tell you what, man, it's a good deal. Now we just got to figure out where we're going to put that label on, and we'll be good to go. Hey, I'm going to tighten up my seatbelt a little bit. We're going to drive around a little bit more. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this break.
Hang on tight, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. You know, for more than 30 years, there's been one name and an unmistakable sound to describe American horsepower, and that name is Flowmaster. Today we have a 2016 Chevrolet Silverado. We're going to swap off the stock exhaust for an American Thunder system. You can clearly see the stock exhaust. It's the one that has the muffler the size of a suitcase. We're going to swap that out for this beautiful mandrel bent system that gives us two options. We can either come straight out the back with the tailpipes, or we can move over to the side. The heart of the American Thunder exhaust system is, of course, the Flowmaster Super 40 muffler. This is the piece that has been equipped on hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cars over the years. They've been making these things since the 1980s. American-made, out in California, and the coolest thing is, we visited their plant recently to show you exactly the manufacturing process they put into place.
It's a 130,000 square foot building, and we do the manufacturing for Flowmaster, and then we do the distribution for B&M and Hurst. So right now our build is at 10,000 mufflers a week and 1,300 kits a week. For our exhaust kits, we start off with the stainless steel tubing that comes in. Tube bending will bend all the pipes that we need for that exhaust kit. Our newest bender has a multiple die setup so that we don't change out our tooling. And the mandrel is what differentiates us, right? There's a mandrel that goes inside the tube, so when we bend it, the ID of the tubing stays constant. Parts department will bend all the hangers that we need, and then the mufflers will get made in robotics. Those then will come together into our mainline weld department where they weld them all together. They'll then go and get painted and then go to kit pack. On the muffler side, it really starts with the end caps. The cases are made basically in real time. Those get brought over to robotics. Mufflers will get stuffed by the robots. End caps will get put on, they get fully welded, and then go and get painted and put in a box. So when new cars will come out, he will get them brought in by local dealers, and he'll do one of two things. He'll assess if the current system will work on the new car or if a new system needs to be produced. He'll mock up the first initial build for us, and then he sends down to us all the prints and all the masters along with the initial exhaust kit finish. And from that is where we'll go and make the first production run that goes into inventory. One of the beauties of the Flowmaster brand is we have 15 different styles of mufflers. So we like to say we have an exhaust system for everyone.
Now we're making great progress with our Flowmaster exhaust system. We come off the catalytic converter to our muffler, and then what we did is we went ahead and put our tailpipe on all the way to our tip. Now you remember Brian mentioned the two options? We're coming out the side, and I think it was a great choice. It looks good. Now there's a couple tips. We took our blaster, we went ahead and put it on all the hangers, and we kept everything loose. We don't want to tighten everything up till we're in position. Brian, we're going to go ahead and do this driver's side. I'll go ahead and feed this. It was 3 pieces.
Yeah, man.
Very, very simple installation.
Yeah, this thing fits like a glove, and it uses the factory hangers as well. So we're going to come up a little bit, John, roll it towards me just a hair.
Okay.
And I am on my hanger here.
Slides right in with that blaster.
Yep.
Perfect, all right. Now it came in 3 pieces, so what we have to do next is come over here to this side. I actually installed a hanger up here. The instructions were real clear. It showed the hole in the frame and where to put it, and it was very, very simple. come over to the nice hanger and just go ahead and install this one. And once I got that in, we can go ahead and put the clamps on and start tightening up a little bit, but we want to get a final adjustment. Now, you know, the scientist is going to come out and me, Brian, but you know, the exhaust sounds great, but it's all about that volumetric efficiency, man. You talked about it before, getting the air in the engine and out. I mean, it's a big air pump.
Absolutely. One of the things that's included in this kit, too, are hanger keepers, which are important. Little kind of starred washers, and what those are going to do is make sure you keep your the exhaust hangers stay in the rubber where they need to be.
Yeah, and that's going to do that as well. Now, that exhaust is going to get out of here. That engine's going to breathe better. We're going to get a lot more performance out of this truck, and it's going to sound good. Speaking of sound good, stick around. We're going to let it down, and we want to hear this truck. All right, the moment of truth. Whew, thing sounds great.
Way better than stock. The install was a breeze. The kit, the American Thunder kit, really was a nice piece.
Man, this thing sounded good. Why is it that I always test drive the pickup trucks and you get to drive the SS Camaros?
These fit your rugged personality way better.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Well, I'm gonna go drive this one. We'll be right back after the break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by MRT Performance for performance car parts and servicing. Hurst, America's #1 shifter. Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. What you see behind me is a really hardcore JK Jeep. It's got 37-inch tires, it's got rock rails, and it's got a Dana 44 axle. Unfortunately, the Dana 44 has that little wimpy stamped steel cover on it. The good news is the people at B&M have developed a couple really hardcore options to replace that stamped steel cover. This aluminum cover is great. It's very thick. It's also offered in nodular iron. You have a couple of options here for load bolts to keep the ring and pinion in place from moving around in the rear end. You get a drain plug, and it's so deep, it has a lot of extra fluid carrying capacity. These fins also help to wick out heat. This is the option you want to go with, or the nodular iron version if you've got a hardcore Jeep like the one behind us. This is a very cool product if you're a JK Jeep owner. This is the one and only aftermarket shifter available for JK Jeeps. It has a billet machine 6061 aluminum outer housing. It's got 4340 stainless steel internals, and it's got these super hardcore D10 springs in it. As you know, the big flaw with the Jeep shifters is the fact that you're off-road, you're wheeling, you're climbing rocks, and the thing goes bouncing out of gear. I don't know what happens then. This one is designed to stop that. These hardcore springs will keep this in whatever gear you're placing it in. Moving away from the Jeeps, if you're a drag racer or a hardcore off-roader, one of the things you know you have to fight is heat in your automatic transmission. That is the first thing that's going to kill an automatic. And these high-tech coolers from B&M are what's going to fight the monster known as heat. Equipped with a Spall fan, super high-quality piece, it's going to draw your air through this cooler, providing a lot of extra cooling ability and capacity. You can set it up with a thermal switch right here, so it'll click on and off at the temperature of your choosing. This is a great option if you're running a high horsepower hardcore drag machine. If you're running off-road, that's how to get it done. As cool as all this stuff is, we have even more stuff to show you, but check this out first.
Time now for Project 18-8 with Steve Flanders.
We got our carpet installed on our Project 18-8, and it just makes sense to protect it. Steve, we need some weather stripping around this thing.
That's right. So we're going to start with the door seal. This is a special seal. It's a clip-on style, requires no glue. Super easy. Why don't you take a pinch at seeing if you can put it on there.
Oh yeah, pops right on, nice.
No problem. So anyway, we're going to work our way all the way around this, and then we're going to hang the door back on, start working on some of that window seal parts that we need. See how easy this is? Even Brian Loans can do it.
This is nice.
That's right.
Well, we got our sill plate on, we got all the weather stripping on, we actually hung our door. Now, we kept it a little loose, test fitted a few times, got it lined up. All I really need to do now is just secure the bolts here. Steve, there's some internal stuff that needs to go in the door. What you got for us?
That's right. I got a vent in my hand. This is a complete vent assembly. A lot of guys will opt to do just the rubber on this. This vent style has a lot of inherent weaknesses, and the rubber goes bad pretty easy. You get a lot of leaks and wind noise through here. But anyway, a lot of guys will put a rubber piece in here. I'm just going to put in one of our complete assemblies that we have here at Brothers. Try to take a few hours off of this project. And then once we get this assembly in here, We're actually going to install a new set of channels, and these are the felt channels that run around this top piece, and they're just going to pop in really simply, and it's a very similar channel to what the original glass used. Glass is going to come up in here like this and seal really nicely. And then we're going to be done with the door. It's going to be pretty good. We're going to have all new weather seals. This one went on real nice, almost like a modern Chevy Silverado, you know?
Yep, starting to look like a classic hot rod. Join us next week as we go to the bed and start assembling it. Now, more performance products from Hurst. If you ever want to take an automatic transmission out and change it over to a manual transmission, Hurst Drivelines Conversion, HDC, has the answer. Now, Alex, there's LS1 swaps, there's all things that are going on out there. For me, man, I don't want to swap an automatic transmission because it's a huge thing and I don't want to piecemeal it together, but you guys solve that problem. I mean, this is definitely a complete package. Why don't you take us through it?
That's right, John. So here we have a complete setup. It's our TKO 600 kit. Comes with the Tremec transmission. You get your blackjack shifter. And what's unique about this shifter is that it definitely reduces the throw. So it reduces it by approximately 33%. The transmission, it's important to point out that it comes with all the sensors. You get everything that you need in order to do the install on your own, basically. Moving forward, you're also getting a direct fit vehicle-specific crossmember. That's something that nobody else in the industry is really offering. What's unique about it is that it's not going to fall out of place, so it's not adjustable. It's going to go right where it needs to go, and you don't have to worry about it later. You also get the different yoke setup. You get your throwout bearing. You get your master and slave cylinder option. And then, of course, the most important part, in my opinion, is the clutch, which you get a option of going either single disc or twin disc, up to 1,000 horsepower. So it's definitely meeting the demand of new, older vehicles with newer power. You get your flywheel, your scatter shield, bell housing, which is a titanium aluminum setup. You can also get it as a QuickTime option if you'd be rather interested in that. Most importantly, it's a leading warranty, 2.5 years from Hurst Driveline Conversions. And most importantly, you have a tech service available to you pretty much throughout the whole week, 6 days out of the week, from 5 a.m. all the way until 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
With all that said, I think I can do this. Now, where can I go find all this stuff?
If you go to Hurst-drivelines.com, you'll find more details.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for coming in today, man. This was an awesome show. All the products we put on here, our Camaro, our truck, I mean, this was incredible. If you want to get something on Motorhead Garage, just email Jeff at masterstv.com. And we'll see you next week for more Motorhead Garage right back here in the shop.